This is not someone I recognize. So, in the name of Hades, hello? May I ask who's calling?
The Olympians have all grown soft. Would you not agree?
Have we met?
Oh, we have met, in a way. I know everybody here, and there. You wish to leave this place? Then it is my wish to make your doing so a little bit more interesting. And if you encounter the Olympians someday, do give them my regards. As we become acquainted, son of Hades, I shall make myself quite clear in one respect. I fear I have a lack of patience for discussion. When visiting, please merely listen, then accept my mark, and then depart. Respond only when necessary, or when prompted. Yes.
Merely listen, so it's just like when I get those messages from the Olympians. Wait, you did just prompt me, Master Chaos, didn't you? Or should I have remained silent just now?
I cannot offer you advice, but you were prompted, yes. You may speak freely, then or any time, despite my wishes that you not do so. Absolute silence is my general preference. It may not be yours. I sense your consternation, son of Hades, as you look about this space. You have another question, and are free to ask.
Oh, it's just... I sometimes wonder, Master Chaos, if you created all of this, then who created you? What was this place before you arrived?
All of this simply came to be, and so did I, presumably after a former time had finally reached its end. I hesitate to say it was an act of will. It was more like a sudden shift, as when a conflagration happens from a spark. I arrived at such a time, and all else then arrived from me. From the rumblings of the earth, I have deduced your father himself stands against you, when at last you are about to leave these depths. It must be quite an interaction between you. Have I deduced correctly? Respond.
That's right, Master Chaos. My father personally takes it upon himself to stop me in the event none of his underlings beat him to it. He can be a handful.
Well then, consider bringing to one of your future interactions the small round catalyst which I provided you. The one in the shape you call an egg. It shall serve no purpose there at all. Yet if you succeed, then it shall bring us some amusement, shall it not? I faintly sensed that you were able to confront your father while in possession of my small round catalyst. It seems my asking you, and your success, was in accordance with the fate's design as well. The result is more amusing even than expected. Thus, thank you. Have you grown trusting yet of the Olympians for all their generosity? Perhaps you ought to let them know the truth about your journey's goal. They are vain, and think that it is them you seek.
I'll never get out of here if not for their help, but I can't let them know about Mother. She wants to remain hidden from them.
A difficult position to be in, son of Hades. The Olympians may not appreciate being misled, but you can trust that I shall keep your secret. I wish to see how your predicament plays out. Son of Hades, I believe I have deduced something I ought have sooner recognized. Your mother must have been one who called herself Persephone. Her stay within the underworld was brief from my perspective, but impactful nonetheless. You seek her now? Respond.
I do. She's somewhere on the surface. That's why I keep on finding you like this. I'm trying to find her.
I hope that your attempts achieve success. She is beyond my senses presently, though of course I am still able to assist you in your journey thus. Son of Hades, I believe I have deduced something I ought have sooner recognized. Your mother must have been one who called herself Persephone. Her stay within the underworld was brief from my perspective, but impactful nonetheless. You seek her now? Respond.
Oh, Master Chaos. You should know I have located her already. Though where she is, I cannot stay for long. So I'm visiting as often as I can. It's not unlike our visits here, only somehow even harder to get to where she is.
I see. Then it is good to know that you have been in contact. And I trust that your successive visits shall be worth their while, not unlike our visits here. Son of Hades, if you locate the one who called herself Persephone, shall it then come to pass that we no longer see each other in this way? Respond.
Oh, Master Chaos, I don't know what to expect from there. But to be direct with you, if I could leave the underworld forever, I think I would. Though I would miss you. Many others here.
I would miss you as well. Thank you for telling me. Lately, Son of Hades, I have sensed what I would call a sort of shift within your father's residence. Did something noteworthy occur, perhaps? Respond.
Master Chaos, it's Persephone, my mother. She's returned. She's chosen to return. So, things feel different, certainly, with her around, although I didn't feel any sort of shift.
You may not sense these shifts as I. The lightness of this space bends and adjusts with time. What you describe, it must have been the cause. I trust that the occasion is a welcome one, and I am pleased that you returned nevertheless. Tell me something, Son of Hades. If the one who called herself Persephone is back, then why do you continue to return? Respond.
Master Chaos, it seems I've developed something of a talent around breaking out of here. Or there, I mean, the underworld. So, it's become more of an official role for me, I guess. If escape shouldn't be possible, then someone needs to find the gaps.
Indeed. Then you shall visit with me still, despite accomplishing the principal object of your journey back when first we met. Good. Again I sensed some sort of shifting in your father's residence. You seek to ask something of me about it, do you not? Respond.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's just, my mother, we're reaching out to the Olympians, trying to reconnect the family. It's been a while, relatively, since she and father saw the others, but in case a gathering occurs, I did wish you to know you're cordially invited, too.
Cordially invited? A generous proposal, Son of Hades. Though unless your gathering is to occur within my space, please understand it would be difficult for me to bring the full entirety of my presence there. However, I think I can arrange to be with you in some capacity. Thank you. It pleases me your gathering of the Olympians occurred. I must inform you, I had never once before detected quite so many of my offspring in a single space. At least not without violent intent. I appreciate that you included me, and that you have returned. Shall we continue then? It pleases me your gathering of the Olympians occurred. I must inform you, I had never once before detected quite so many of my offspring in a single space. At least not without violent intent. I understand that Zeus and all his kin on Mount Olympus think that you are born of Hades and the goddess Nyx. I was amused to learn of this deception. Nyx has mothered many of the underworld's own, so why not you?
She isn't my birth mother, no, but she is like a mother to me. Do you know her?
Oh, I know the goddess Nyx quite well, of course. Though it has been a while since we last communicated, and I fear, though I was not the charitable sort back then, it is my hope that Nyx is faring well. I knew you would arrive, but only in the moments prior to the fact. Thus I am experiencing residual surprise. Your movements through the underworld are as though a veil of darkness enshrouds you. The goddess Nyx's influence, perhaps. Respond.
I do not know how to respond to that exactly, Master Chaos, but Nyx, yes, she has been aiding me in my attempts to flee my father's realm.
You move in darkness, not as infinitely black as hers, but reminiscent to me nonetheless. I would invite her to try to elude me, and then attempt to locate her. A minor amusement for the both of us. Now I have you for this, I see. I was at times uncharitable with the goddess Nyx when we were closer, long ago. After she bore her first children, I nevertheless expected her attention to remain undivided. I kept creating. When finally I slowed, I realized my mistake, but our connection had been severed by that point. I sense that something is the matter, Son of Hades. Speak then. What is on your mind? I can decipher some of it without your telling, but would rather hear it from you voluntarily.
Master Chaos, the goddess Nyx, she seems to want to speak with you again. I wonder, would you maybe contact her sometime? She seems convinced it is your move to make if you so choose.
The goddess Nyx wishes to hear from me. Now that is unexpected, son of Hades, and I wonder if perhaps this is a jest of yours. Though your intentions evidently are sincere, then I shall make no promises in this, except that I am considering the possibility. Son of Hades, should eventually you spawn your own offspring, I recommend maintaining sub-infinite distances with them in space and time. Even if they are most tiresome, there always seems to come a point when one wishes to be in their presence once again. After some consideration and on your recommendation, I attempted lately to make contact with the goddess Nyx again. She is quite distant from me now, of course. If you happen to know, did she receive the message well? Respond.
Well, Master Chaos, she can be a little difficult to read at times, but I got the impression she was quite surprised, even excited to have heard from you again. She said that she would think about how to respond, or whether to respond.
I see. Well, she shall find a way if it is warranted. I always did expect the world from her. There were times when I expected her to shine as bright as day, though she is night. When she achieved a certain level of ability, she left, and I could not find her. I have detected some unusual activity within the reaches of the underworld, son of Hades. Vast sums of darkness, collected in an ancient catalyst, which I see now almost like a beacon shining in the night. This either is the work of Nyx, or you, or both. I am anticipating the result. It pleases me immensely, son of Hades, to have seen the goddess Nyx again. The significant amount of time that has elapsed since last this happened told sufficiently old pains, I think. Thus it becomes a basis on which our connection may, in time, take shape again. My daughter, the goddess Nyx. When I learned the Olympians mistakenly assumed she was your mother, I did not fully consider the possibility that she essentially was a mother to you. The technicality of birth aside, she cares for you to the extent a mother can. Prior to your intervention, son of Hades, I expected that the goddess Nyx had forgotten about me, whether purposefully or from passage of time. I believed that to be forgotten was the one true inevitability. Perhaps, however, I was incorrect. I find that it is difficult maintaining my connection with many consciousnesses, such as yours and that of the goddess Nyx. Yet I am also finding that this difficulty is fully warranted. Our connections give me much to consider as I await our next exchange. I bear a message for you, son of Hades. One recorded in an age when certain concepts it describes did not yet all exist. Remember this. I see you stand your ground against the serpent's flame. A waking phrase, to which you and the all-seeing artifact of my creation may respond.
A waking phrase, and an all-seeing artifact, you must mean Aegis, right? So I'm to say to it, I see you stand your ground against the serpent's flame, and it'll wake right up. Though, can you tell me what it means, or who?
Oh, I can tell you almost anything. However, I would much prefer it if you learned most of the answers you seek by yourself. I sense that you have not yet spoken with the all-seeing artifact you call Aegis. Tamper with the fate's design then all you like. But if you change your mind, do speak the words to it. I see you stand your ground against the serpent's flame. You have not yet used the waking phrase that I imparted. Or perhaps you merely chose not to present me the result. I would quite like to see it at some point. Remember, son of Hades, say to the all-seeing artifact, I see you stand your ground against the serpent's flame. Out of the infinitely spanning possibilities, here before me stands the son of Hades, bearing my all-seeing artifact, appearing in the aspect of a bearer yet unborn, who shall be known throughout the north as Beowulf. How very droll. I expected your arrival, son of Hades, for I am able to see through you, rather, through the all-seeing artifact, which sprang from me after the dawn of time, and now resembles, in your hands, its foremost form. Respond.
What, you must mean the Shield of Chaos here. Your shield, Master Chaos, I should say. It's a remarkable artifact. Imposing, too. Your original creations must have been astounding.
Your response is acceptable, and I am grateful to have had my recent first-hand glimpses of this vast domain.
Master Chaos, everyone makes offerings to my relatives upon Olympus. I wish to make an offering to you. Thank you for everything.
How droll of you to make attempts to tempt me with material things. Here then, please in turn allow me this attempt at reciprocity.
This is for you, Master Chaos. Everyone beneath the heavens and earth enjoys this stuff.
You honor me in making such an offering, though please, it is not necessary to endear yourself using material means, for it is the thought alone which counts.
Master Chaos, forebear of the gods, it is an honor to have met you. Please accept this gift.
Seldom do mortals or immortals think of making offerings to me. As I do not expect such token gestures, I am very much amused, and I accept.
Master Chaos, I pledge never to forget you or your good graces. May your wisdom and your whim forever guide me.
Is this an offering of fealty or friendship, son of Hades? I do not wish to know from you the answer, so that I might dwell on it and all the possibilities.
I'm ever grateful that my journeys through the underworld mean that we can get to know each other, Master Chaos.
Your repeated generosity with me is starting to become a bit predictable. And yet somehow I nonetheless appreciate it still. How very odd.
Master Chaos, it's little wonder all existence sprang from you, because I see the noble qualities in so many I've met embodied in you. Please accept this gift.
If it is unclear yet, son of Hades, I shall not be giving more to you in exchange for your repeated offerings. You give them to me knowing it shall serve no purpose and achieve no end. I know that there are some among both mortals and your kind for whom this is quite unacceptable.
This is the greatest delicacy of Olympus, Master Chaos. It's for you. I think normally it would be difficult for the Olympians to get it to you here.
You make an even greater offering to me, knowing it shall produce no material result. You are aware that I am not persuadable. Yours is a squandering of resources and time, although, of course, we do have each of these in great supply. Now then, respond.
I just think the act of giving isn't quite the same as an exchange. I know I won't be getting any sort of other talisman or something in return, but through these offerings I can express my thanks. That's worth it by itself.
I see. So then the action is akin to theft. For you are getting something in return that I did not intend to give. I still have much to learn from my creations, son of Hades, so let us say that we have made an even trade. My learning for your worth.
If you'll forgive me, Master Chaos, this ambrosia is intended to be given to those whom I care about, and I can think of few recipients I'd like to have it more. Please.
I shall accept this as a final offering, O son of Hades, for I have given it additional consideration and decided that my previous analysis of your intentions was too narrow, too inaccurate, and I regret comparing what you have been doing to an act of theft. Respond?
Don't even mention it, please, Master Chaos. All of this is new for me as well. I try never to overanalyze. My father does enough of that for all of us. I just know when I encounter the primordial creator, I'm going to give thanks. For everything.
I see. Then your response is quite acceptable. And since the act of giving is not an exchange, let us say that you already had my gratitude.